A warm welcome to Anuradha Vedic Astrology. Today, we are going to talk about Jupiter in the second house. But before that, a big thanks to all of you for liking, sharing, and subscribing to our YouTube and Spotify channels and writing in your comments and your suggestions there. In case you haven't subscribed to our YouTube or Spotify channel, please do, and do remember to press the bell icon so that you can get the updates ASAP. Jupiter in the second house, a good place to be because in the second house, this Jupiter is capable of giving one a good family, a love for fine food and good food to eat, good education, good values, an ability to be wise, to study hard and to reach a high position in life. Such a person is good at writing, is very proficient when he speaks anywhere, and especially when he's invited to speak on a podium, he does really good. Such a person also has the ability to earn well in life, is born and brought up in a good family. This is what Saravali has to say. But when we talk about other astrologers, renowned and classic astrologers, there is some difference in the view. So one of the renowned astrologers that we find in Jatak Bharnaman and other classical texts have said that such a person can have issues with money. This view is not in synchronicity with most, but then it does hold some truth. What I have found in my personal opinion is all the above that is said, that having good money, having born and bought in a good place, having a good education, being given good riches in life is all very true. Such a person is born in a good family. Such, obviously we have to keep the Deshkal Patra into consideration, is given a good education, is well loved, is well learned, has an aptitude for studying, has an aptitude for understanding, and wants to read, wants to learn a lot of things, is good at administration. Such a person is wise, and such a person will do well when placed in a position of authority. You can check it all out with the chart of Queen Elizabeth II of England, late Queen Elizabeth II of England. But there is something else that comes into play when we are understanding or we are doing a practical work on it. It is that these people are born and brought up in good families, have been given all these riches that were talked about. But when it comes to making their own riches, when it comes to gathering their own finances, it is observed that these people will have to work very hard to make their place in that society, to become good come up in a good place. And that I have seen with my own readings, and I have seen with my own understanding that these people have to work really hard. For example, the charts that I have, in this chart, we have Jupiter in the second house, it is retrograde. Again, in this chart also there is Jupiter, which is retrograde. As I move to the first chart, before I move there, I would also like to add and say that not all the time do you find a lone planet sitting in a particular house. Many a times you find planets in conjunction. So what happens when there are planets in conjunctions? When Saturn and Jupiter are together, it gives a person a great sense of, especially in the second house, it gives a person a great sense of being very stable when you're doing an administration. You have to have a lot of discipline. That Saturn leads one towards discipline, protocol, ethics, and to be caring, loving, and be understanding, have a strong understanding of finances. Be disciplined about your finances, knowing how to invest your finances properly and helping it grow. When the same Jupiter is with Mars, then in that case, such a person is extremely logical in their reasonings. Such people are practical, pragmatic, and they also know how to deal with others. These people have an impeccable sense of logic, and they know how to get to things into conclusions. They're invariably hurt by their near and dear ones. And this is something they learn how to protect their hearts. Again, when this Jupiter is sitting with Venus, there is multiplicity in the house, especially in the second house. So such a person will be investing in not just one business, many businesses. Such people may consider their family not to be the only family, but to have more than one family around. It could be by way of marriage. It could also be by way of association, where you consider your friends' family, your extended family, very much a part of your family. So, if there is this sun sitting here and this Jupiter does not get combust, then this gives a person a huge aura, makes a person a great official to begin with, and public official at that, and a lot of power. Such a person is extremely wise, and in case there are no afflictions, such people are very determined, very truthful, and unafraid to take decisions. We can do this with all the other planets also. This is about Jupiter in the second house. I have a couple of charts that I'd like to discuss with you people. The first one here, as I said, Saturn in the second house. Saturn in the Jupiter in the second house with Saturn, both of them retrograde, Jupiter being in Sagittarius as the Lagna is Scorpio. So these planets definitely tell us Saturn and Jupiter in the second house gave a person a good family. He was loved, cared for more than others around him, and he got a very good education in life. Everything that second house Jupiter gives. In fact, not fond of talking too much, which is also something the second house Jupiter gives. But whenever they speak, they are down to the point, very blunt, and yet not wishing to hurt anybody. Again, this Jupiter also made the person work very hard for his own wealth. Though the family was wealthy, the family was well placed, but when it came to making his own finances, the person really had to slog for a lot of years. And then when the wealth started coming in, it started pouring in. The person also has a great wisdom of investing the wealth properly so that it continues on for a long time and gives the right kind of investments. So we see that the Jupiter in the second house does give wealth, but it also tells that the person should learn how to invest properly. Again, in this chart, we have a combination of Venus and Jupiter. This Jupiter is debilitated. It is always said that a debilitated Jupiter also tends to give a lot. And in this case, with Venus, this person considers his friends, and others around him an extended part of the family. As we had discussed about Venus, the person is focused on earning more. Venus gives a craving for earning, for luxurious life, and the person is also very attached to his family. We can say that the family is the anchor. So this is what Jupiter in the second house with Venus does. In case of Queen Elizabeth, she has Mars and Jupiter, again, a debilitated Jupiter because the Lagna is the Sagittarius Lagna. She had many children because Mars was the lord of the fifth house. So it does give a big, huge family, and she had to start working towards her finances. She was very pragmatic, very practical, and in sense did take steps to make things in tow with the situations around her. So we can see Jupiter in the second house gives person a wisdom to take the right decisions. It's also with Mars. So, and she was one of those people who was known all over the world because Mars also happens to be the 12th lord for her. She had a huge popularity running for around 7 decades. That's quite a bit to begin with. So that Jupiter, because it expands, gave her that ability. And the exalted Mars helped her in the way. Do let us know how you found this video. Until we meet with you again,
Please hit the bell icon for fresh updates. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on the videos, and please subscribe to our channel.